श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम् ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांतिः एवं च विजयादीनाम् आश्रयस्त्वेन अनाकाङ्क्षितत्वात् न तदर्थं प्रवर्तितव्यमिति दृढयितुम् अनर्थ अनुबन्धित्वेन आश्रयस्त्वम् एव प्रपञ्चयन्नाह एवं च in this situation vijayadinam ashrayastvena victory etc they are not for any greatness. Shreyas is greatness, they are ashrayasa, they are not for greatness. So therefore what are this victory etc all these seen results which you enumerated. So therefore anakangshitatva it is not expected, we don't desire for that. For that reason na tadartham pravartitavyam, therefore since we don't have desire for that we don't have to put our effort to gain that victory etc. Iti dridaitum, to make this very clear, to stress this point, anartha anubandhitvena, since this whole thing is endowed with this war thing is endowed with anartha, that which is not conducive. Therefore ashrayastam eva, it is only for non greatness. To establish this, to explain this prapanchena, to explain this in detail, he begins. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam kritstam adharmo abhibhavatyuta. A beautiful psychological analysis of the situation. What will happen in this situation? I kill these people, what will happen to them? Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharmaha sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam kritstam adharmo abhibhavati uta. He says, see, we can see this kind of situation in broken homes, in place where the parent, this husband is somewhere in another country or another place, or is killed because of some reason. There is no one to guide. When there is no one to guide the kids in a proper way, this kind of situation takes place. Kulakshaye, when the family tradition is destroyed, pranashyanti kuladharmaha, the kula dharma, the rituals or the dharma, the duty pertaining to that particular kula, that particular family, pranashyanti, is completely destroyed. And what kind of kula dharma we are talking about? It's not a kula dharma which started from me or my father, but sanatanaha. It's a traditional one. It came from my father to my father, from his father, for his father, from his father, etc. In this way, it begins with Ishvara. That traditional, that Sanatana we call Nirantaram, Chirantanam, we call it eternal. Sanatana means eternal. How is it eternal? Because it is handed down from father to son. This way it becomes eternal. So he says, Dharme nashte, when that kind of family tradition is lost, then family duty, dharma is lost, kulam kritstam adharmo abhibhavatyuta. The whole family, the whole lineage after that is completely engulfed by, overpowered by adharma. Abhibhavati means engulfed, abhibhavati means overpowered. It's completely overpowered by adharma. Uta, definitely. Sanatanaha parampara praptaha. Sanatanaha means that which has come from the tradition. Kula dharmaha, kula uchita dharmaha. And kula dharma means whatever the dharmas which are particular for that family. Those particular, see, every family has some particular dharmas. We are talking about those dharmas, like simple. We don't have to get into the simple dharma of our family deity. Many families don't know what their family deity is. There is a big problem. So he says, Pradharmaha, Kulochita Dharmaha, Kulakshe Pranashanti Kartura Bhavat. When the family head is destroyed, then that whole family is destroyed. Because there is no one to do, there is no one to perform that act which is traditionally accepted. Then the whole lineage gets disturbed. Now, we see elders talking about their parents, their fathers, their grandfathers, etc., propitiating some deity or other in the village. In the village, we still have these kind of worships, worshipping a stone without any form, worshipping a brick, a clean kind of brick setup, or worshipping a brick. That's all, nothing else. So these kind of things, but still there is such a potency that in the father's period, what happened was, like in the tradition of last generation or the generation before, what happened was these people started to see these traditional values as superstitions, and they lost touch with the tradition. See, grandfathers, etc., they used to warn people, their family, about some impediment, some misfortune which is going to be there in the near future. How do they know that? They were told about that kind of misfortune by that deity which they are worshipping on the brick. Now in trance they will go and they will start saying these things. Now that trance was seen as a superstition and a bluff by the sun. And what happens to them? That tradition, it is lost now. There are many such people whom we see who have lost touch with their tradition. Now they are all just stories, or they don't even know that. Even that greatness they don't even know. So he says, Sanatanaha Kartra Bhavat Utapi. Not just that, Agnihotradi Anushtatru Purusha Nashena Dharme Nashte. Like the day yesterday when we are talking about the Science Congress, I said about the traditional values. Now, still see, we have these bricks, this size of brick, and this way the clean should be, this pit should be prepared, etc. There are so many mathematical calculations which I said. Now, because we didn't give it so much of importance, we lost all the, most of the mathematical calculation is lost. Now, because of that, what happens is, people who are capable of doing such a pit with such a calculation, they very rarely exist. Now, that calculation is lost too. Now, therefore, what happened is, see, if that is the case, then all this trigonometry equation and all is solved already by our traditional ancestors. Now, then the whole university would be behind these people. They didn't allow, they didn't believe it, so they dropped that idea. Now, we have lost that tradition. Now he says, Agnihotradi Anushtatru Purushana Ashena. When we lose these people who perform the Agnishtoma, etc., yagas, fire oblations, dharme nashte, the dharma gets destroyed. And therefore, Jatyabhiva Aviprayam Ekavachanam. Dharme nashte. It's not just single dharma, it's not one dharma. All the dharmas are lost. No. Singular is, it should be in plural, dharmani, but we are using it in singular because here it is in class. In class, we always use singular. Jati, class. In that class, we always use singular to refer to a group, class. So, avashishtam baladirupam kritsnamapi kulam adharmo abhibhavati swajinataya vyapnoti. Now, whoever is left, these kids, etc., there, since there is no one to pass on the tradition, what happens is kritsnamapi, the whole family lineage after that adharmo abhibhavati is overpowered by adharma. Means aswadhinataya vyapnoti. Adharma completely takes them under their grip, under their grasp. Adharma takes them under its grasp. Now, Uta Shabdaha Krishna Padena Sampajite. Uta, the word, should be connected with Krishna, all. And also, all the people, everyone, like that you have to understand. Adharma Abhibhavat Krishna. Krishna Pradushyanti Kulastriyaha Strishu Dushtashu Varshneya Jayate Varna Sankaraha. So what is the next level of this? See, I destroy the head of the family. So the tradition is lost. And because the tradition is lost, they completely are engulfed by the adharma. And therefore what happens? Adharma Bhibhavat Krishna. O Krishna, because of the overpowering of adharma, Pradushyanti Kulastriya, the family women, they are disturbed. They become Pradushyanti. They become afflicted with defects. They become afflicted with defects. Strishu Dushtashu Varshneya. When these women are impurified, then what happens? Hey Varshneya, one who is born from the family of Vrishni, he is showing the tradition. You know your tradition. Now, when these people are killed, they will lose their tradition. Hey Varshneya, Jayate Varna Sangraha. There will be Varna Sankara. There will be mix up of all the Varnas, the classes, the castes. That will, what will take place? Asmadiyehi Patibihi Dharmam Atikramya Kulakshaya Kritaschet. Asmabhirapi Vyabhichare Krute Kodosha Yasyaditi Evam Kutarkahataha Kulastriyaha Pradushyeyu Ityartha. Pradushyanti, they become impurified, means what? Asmadiyahi Patibihi, our husbands. Dharmam Atikramya, they are crossing the dharma, the line of dharma, and Kulakshaya Kritaschet, and they have destroyed the tradition. If they can destroy the tradition, then Asmabhirapi Vibhichare Krite Chet, if we also become little loose in our character, then Kodosha, what is the defect? Iti evam kutarkataha. In this way, they are completely destroyed with this illogic. Kutarka, tarka means logic, kutarka means wrong logic, illogic. Kulastriya, these family women, pradushye yutyartha, they become impurified. They become impure. So, they lose their perspective. That is what will happen. Now, okay, if you can drink, why can I not drink? Starts. If you can smoke, why can I not smoke? Starts. So, the whole tradition gets destroyed. There is no competition here of who will get spoiled first. So, the family will get spoiled here. Pradushyanti, they become spoiled. Athava, or Kulakshaya Kari Pati Patita Sambandhadeva Strinam Dushtatvam, or because of being associated with this man, this husband, who is destroying who is a fallen person, who is spoiled person, who is destroying whose dharma is destroyed, they also become impure, they also become spoiled because of the association with the spoiled person. Ashuddhe sampratikshyo hi mahapataka dushitaha. Yajnavalkya smriti ityadi smriti. Yajnavalkya smriti very clearly says Ashuddhe asamanta chuddhi, until he is completely purified. Sampratikshyo hi, one should wait before associating with him. Mahapataka dushitaha, one who is afflicted with these great sins. People should not be associated with them until they do the purificatory acts. Now, okay, so what? If there is a mix-up of varnas, what happens? He says, Sankaro naraka yaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitro shesha mrutapindo dakakriyaha. Sankaro narakaya eva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitrohi esha amlutta pinda udaka kriyaha. Sankaro narakaya eva. This sankara, this mix-up of one family with another family, one tradition with another tradition, one caste with another caste, all these Sankara mix up, all this mix up, Narakaya Eva is only for, it's a path to Naraka, hell. For whom? Kulagnanam kulasyacha, the person who destroyed the kula, the family, and not just that, the kulasyacha, the person who in whichever lineage he is in. Patanti pitro hyesham, because his forefathers, pitaraha, his forefathers, they will fall in the hell. Lupta pindodaka kriyaha, because of the absence of act of giving the food and water to them. We have ancestral rites which is performed immediately after the death. For 13 days we perform. Each day they are sent from one place to another place. With mantras they are sent. It's a will. So through will they are sent from one area to another area, from Rudraloka to Pitraloka, etc. So this whole this whole thing is lost. Now, not just that, every month, every new month, every new moon day, we perform these acts for the ancestors. Now, those karmas are also lost. When this is so, what happens? They see, on that day we give them food and water. When they don't gain the food and water, they are troubled without food and water. Under their blessings you will not get. See, normally why do you do that? You get the blessings of the forefathers. That is lost. See, the whole tradition does not just start from you down below, but it also affects you up the above, the forefathers, your father, your grandfather, your great grandfather. The whole tradition is destroyed because you will not be eligible. You are not doing it just. You become, if there is a Varna Sankraha, then what happens? You become non-eligible for performing these rites. So you will not be giving any food and water to them, and therefore they will be disturbed, and that disturbance will affect you. That disturbance will affect your family. That is why many families we see all these problems because of they are not being provided with food and water. They are disturbed, and that becomes a curse. Kulasya sankarascha kulagnanam naraka eva bhavati iti anvayah. Kulasya sankarascha, this mix up in the family. Kulagnanam, the person who destroys this family tradition, for him naraka eva bhavati, it becomes a means for the hell. Na kevalam kulagnanam eva narakapataha kintu tat pitrunam api itya. Okay, let me go to hell. So what? Why are you worried about it? If we ask, it's not just him who goes to the naraka, who goes to hell, but also he takes along with him his forefathers. So patanditi, he shabdo apyarthe hetova. This he, it can be used, it can be accepted in the meaning of also, or in the meaning of reason. Because of this reason, in this way also you can understand. Putradinam karturanam abhavat luptaha pindodakasya cha kriyaha yesham detatha. Since the putra, sons, etc., the doers, the performers of the duty of pitru karma, the ancestral rites, since they are not there to perform, they cannot gain any food and water. So they are people, these ancestors become people who are devoid of food and water. Kulagnanam pitraha patanti naraka eva iti anushankaha. Therefore, these people, the forefathers of this person who destroyed the family tradition, they will also fall in the hell. Doshahi etehi kulagnanam varna sankarakarak. Doshahi etehi kulagnanam varna sankarakarakaihi utsadyante jati dharmaha kuladharmasya shashvataha. Doshahi etehi kulagnanam varna sankarakarakaihi utsadyante jati dharmaha kuladharmasya shashvataha. Doshahi etehi, these defects which we enumerated. Kulagnanam varna sankarakarakaihi. of the people who destroy the tradition, which is because of mixing up one custom with another custom, one tradition with another tradition, one caste with another caste, etc. Utsadyante, because of these defects, utsadyante, they are totally unplugged, they are totally uprooted. What? Destroyed. What? Jati dharmaha, the family customs. Kula dharmascha, and not just the customs of the caste, but also their own family. See, there are two different customs. One that belongs to the caste and something which belongs to your family in that very caste. Like I said, your family deity, that belongs to your family. It may not be for the whole caste. But for the caste there is some rules. That also gets destroyed. Shashvataha, they are eternal because they are from father to son. That is how it was transferred. Now we lose that. Simple things, like a broomstick which is made of your coconut leaf, this stick. So that reed which you remove from the coconut tree leaf, with that reed we make a broom. Now that kind of tradition is lost now. Now whatever is similar is not same. Like they bring in plastic brooms. That is not same as these broomsticks. And also, like we used to clean our teeth with salt and ash. They said, "Oh, you are using salt and ash; it will destroy your teeth. Your teeth hygiene will be destroyed. This, that, and all." Now they are selling. Does your paste have salt? Does your paste have charcoal? They are selling it. Now whatever we used is what they are selling. Okay, it comes in a different form. That's all, isn't it? It's okay. If the tradition and if the rituals are coming in a different form, that's okay. If you say that is not okay. Why? They are not same, I repeat, they are not same, they are similar. We didn't use just charcoal or salt which had any chemical, but these pastes are chemical. So, that's not the same thing. It is not going to be right for us. They say, Jati Dharmaha. Jati Dharma means Kshatriyatwadi Nivandanaha. That which is for a Kshatriya, these are the rules which he needs to follow, etc. There are some rules. Kula Dharmaha Asadharana. Some special forms of a family traditional practice is then. So, those also will be destroyed. Etaihi doshaihi utsadyantaha utsannaha kriyantaha vinashyanti ityartha. These defects, they completely destroy that tradition of family, that tradition of caste. Both. Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vasa bhavatiti anushruma. Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vasa bhavatiti anushruma. Utsanna kula dharmana manushyanam, for people for whom the kula dharma, the family traditions, rituals are lost completely, destroyed completely. Hey Janardana, O Janardana, narake niyatam vasa bhavatiti. They will definitely stay eternally in hell, cursed in the hell. How do you know? Iti anushruma. This is what I hear. I am not imagining such things here. I've just heard about this from my gurus. He says, Tatascha pretatva paravrutti karana abhavat naraka eva nirantaram vaso bhavati. Since, see, you have lost your family tradition and your caste tradition. Now, there is no means for you to get out of the circle of hell. You are eternally cursed in the hell. See, these are methods to get you out of the hell. When you do this pitru karma, etc., ancestral rites, etc., they gain some punya, which helps them to have a comfortable life there and to come out of that life also. To come out of that life or to escape that life also. That situations also. Now, since that tradition is lost, you are condemned to hell eternally. And there is no possibility of, because there is no means, the tradition is lost. Therefore, you cannot escape that hell. Therefore, nirantaram vasa bhavati iti. Dhruvam, definitely, there is no doubt about this. Iti anushrama acharyanam mukhadvayam. This I heard from the acharyas themselves. Shrutavantaha, vayam shrutavantaha, natu na swa abhyuhena kalpayama. I am not imagining this. I heard this from my acharyas. Iti puroktayasyeva dridikaranam. In this way, whatever was said, he is stressing. He is giving a stress to those ideas. Bandhu vada parivasai yuddha adhyavasayo pi sarvata papishtataraha. Kim punah yuddham iti vaktum. See, even the idea of destroying one's relative itself is for great sin. Now, should we even say what will be the sin if we kill them? Iti tad adhyavasayena atmanam shoshenaha. Because I did this kind of association, I have done a great sin. In this way, he is a troubled soul. Being a troubled soul, he says this. Arjuna says this. Now, I didn't explain this in Tamil, but this is another point which we should know, which we should remember here. Okay, the tradition is lost. We lose all the methods to get rid of this hell. That is from the standpoint of the tradition and scriptural values. Now we are talking about us Arjunas who want to escape the cycle of birth and death. What will happen to us? Since this beautiful gnosis, this beautiful knowledge, this beautiful Vedanta will be lost if we destroy this system by following some other religion and philosophy. We will not be able to get rid of our cycle of birth and death. We will be totally lost. Now what does he say? Even the idea of killing our enemies is wrong. Should I even talk about killing them? What does that with reference to us, the Arjunas? It means even the association with the world, the idea of association with the world, the idea of duality itself is wrong. Should we even talk about being related with the world? You understand? So we have to see it from our sense, our angle. Yeah, from our angle it is even the idea of duality is wrong. Being associated with such duality is completely wrong. That is what he is talking about. Sankraha means mix up, association with the non-self. Self is the tradition, that is eternal. Being associated with the non-self is an eternal condemnation to hell, which is circle of birth and death. So that is why he says, Aho vatamaha papam kartum vyavasita vayam yat vajyasukha lobhena hantum swajana mujyataha. Aho vata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadu rajya sukha lobhena hantum swajana mujyataha. Aho vata. What should we say? See, mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. We have decided to perform a great sin. Yadu rajya sukha lobhena, that which is because of the greed of gaining the kingdom. Hantum swajana mujyataha. We have come here to kill our own people. This is a great sin. So destroying this is a greater. You have to remember, destroying the world is what is a world is illusory, is what should this seeker should do. But now this seeker, Arjuna, what does he see? He does not want to lose this world. He is attached to this world. That is why he is in Vishadha. Vashi yad idrishi te buddhi kutastarhi yuddha aviniveshena agato siti na vaktavyam. Now, don't ask, don't tell. No, stop. I can see what you are planning to say. I can read it. What am I planning to say? If Krishna asks, Arjuna says, Yadi idrishi te buddhi, if this is what is your knowledge, is your idea regarding all the whole thing, everything. Now, kutastarhi yuddha abhiniveshena agato siti. Then why did you come here for fight? Desiring to fight. Why did you have this attachment? Abhinivesha, attachment. Why did you have this attachment for fighting your relatives? I see very clearly this is what your question is. Don't ask. Because avimirshya karitaya, because I didn't think properly, clearly. Not just that maya uddhatyasya kritatvat, I did all this because of my egotistic stance. Because of my ego. So don't even come tell me that don't even tell me, because I know I did this mistake of coming here because of not thinking it properly and because of my ego. No, okay. But Tava Vairagyapi, even though you have complete dispassion over these things, you don't want to fight. Still, Bhima Senadinam Yuddha Utsukatvat, Bhima Sena, etc., they are dying for this fight, this war. Because Bhima, why he is taking the name of Bhima is, Bhima is the one who promised Draupadi, Panjali, that I will get the blood of, I will kill Duryodhana and bring the blood of Duryodhana and wash your hair. Until then, she promises, I won't tie my hair. She leaves the hair without tying, which is not a right thing. It should be tied properly. It should always be tied. It should not be let loose. But she says, I will not tie it. So, until it is washed off with the blood of Duryodhana. Now, that is a promise she took. Now, for fulfilling that promise, Bhima will be fighting this war. Now, you may not fight, but he will fight. Others will fight. What will happen to that? Then, if you say, Diti, Bandhuvatho, Bhavishyate, therefore, the relatives will be definitely killed. Tvaya punaha kim videyam ityataha. Then what are you going to do now? If that is what is your question, that is what is your question in your mind, then ityataha, I am answering this. Yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtrah rane hantuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet. Yadi mam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtrah rane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet. Yadi mam apratikaram, if they kill me, ashastram shastrapanayah rane hantuhu, they kill me. Who? Dhritarashtra's people. If they kill me in this war, if they kill me in this war, what kind of me? Apratikaram, one who does not fight back, one who does not try to protect his life. Ashastram, and one who does not wield any weapons also. Shastrapaniya, these people, Dhritarashtra's people, with their weapons in the hand, if they kill me in the ranaye, in the battlefield, tanme kshemataram bhavet. That is the best thing which will happen to me. Getting killed in this war by not lifting any arms, any weapons, and being killed by their weapon is the best thing that can happen to me. Pranadapi prakrushto dharma. Because dharma is greater than even life. And pranabhrutanam ahimsa. And for the people who are alive, ahimsa is the best dharma. Non-violence is the best dharma. Now, papa anishpatte, because non-violence does not produce any sin. Therefore, I will not kill them. Tasmat jivana apekshya maranameva mama kshemataram atyantam hitam bhavati. Therefore, then living to die is the best thing which can happen to me. That is the best thing which I can do. Priyataramiti paathe even if you say kshemataram instead of kshemataram, if it is priyataram in your book, even then it is the same meaning. That is the best thing which can happen to me. Apratikaram. So pranatranaya Vyaparam akurvanam. Apratikara means I am not protecting myself, my life. I am not showing any resistance to protect my life. That kind of apratikaram resistance. Okay. Bandhuvada adhyavasaya matrenapi prashittantara rahitam va. Or bandhuvada adhyavasaya matrenapi. Though I decide to kill my relatives, I am not doing any prashitta, any repentance act for that. Why? Because tathacha prananta prayashittenaiva shuddhir bhavishyati ityartha. By giving up my life, the act of repentance is as well done. Of thinking to kill my relatives. So that sin will be washed off by giving up my life in this war. So that is taken care of. Tadakim vrittam mityapekshayam. Then what happened? In this situation, the reporter, who is Sanjaya, now reports to Duryodhana. He says, Sanjaya uvacha evam uktva arjuna sankhye arthopastha upavishat visrujya sasharam chapam shokasam vignamanasah. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Prathamodhyayah. Evam Uktva Arjuna Sankhye. After saying like this, Arjuna in the war field, in the battlefield, Sankhye in the battlefield, Ratopastha Upavishate. He was standing on the chariot. Now he sat down on the chariot. Visrujya sasharam chapam. After dropping off his bow and the amulet, the sack in which he keeps the bow, that he drops, and then shoka samvigna manasaha, with a mind, with a heart which is completely immersed in sorrow. Sankhye Sangrame Radhopaste Radasya Upari Upavishe Vesha. Sankhye means Sangrame, in the battlefield. Radhopaste means in the chariot, on the chariot, and in the seat from which he stood up for seeing all the enemies. Puram yuddhat yuddhartham avalokanaartham chautitah sam shokena samvignam Piditam Manasam Yasyasa. See, earlier he stood from that chariot to have a look of the enemies who want to fight him, whom he wants to fight with. Now, in that very seat from which he stood up, from that seat he sits. Sanshokena Samvignam. Now, the difference is, earlier when he got up, he was enthusiastic for a fight. Now he is completely cowed down by his sorrow. Iti Srimad Parahamsa Parivrajagacharya Vishveshwara Saraswati Sripada Shishya Shri Madhusudana Saraswati Vrajitaya Srimad Bhagavad Gita Gudartha Prathamodhyayah. Now in this way we come to the end of Arjuna Vishada Yoga. The association with Vishada means sorrow for Arjuna, grief of Arjuna. So now this Arjuna, to him what happens? This Arjuna, this seeker, who is now associated with the world, who does not know what to do, how to get rid of it, now what can happen to him, we'll see. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.